Hey, how's it going, guys? It's your boy Boo Ninja, and welcome to COD World War II. I have been really addicted to this game, and we will be using the MP40 after the update. So, this is the naked weapon right here. It has no attachments, and the recoil is pretty random. That's the thing about this game. The recoil is very random. They took the recoil randomness to another level. It's very random. It's not predictable at all. So, in my opinion, it goes skewed a little bit to the right and then goes straight back up. So the MP40 is a lot more centered than the M1928 or the Thompson or the Tommy gun. And then the MP40 with the grip, it's a little bit more controllable. That is what grip does, but it seems to go more straight up than going a little bit to the side. That is the only difference I have noticed. But the MP40 is a 3-shot kill. It does 34 damage at its max damage per shot, so it is a 3-shot kill, as I said. The rate of fire is around 715 RPM, about there. And as I said, the recoil is random in this game, so you can't really predict it, but it does go a little bit further up. Else than that, the Thompson also got a recoil buff, or the M1928. It is a 4-shot kill with 30 max damage per shot at its closest range, which is 4 less damage than the MP40, and that does change a lot because that does not give it that extra. It needs that extra shot to get that kill. The aim assist on these weapons is relatively low. Like, in general, the aim assist in COD World War II is kind of a problem. The aim assist is not really there, especially compared to Advanced Warfare and previous Call of Duty games. So, altogether, the MP40 and the Thompson are very similar guns. They have both about the same time to kill, because the Thompson, even though it takes one more shot, it does fire a little bit faster with about 900 RPM, which is really fast. And the MP40 just takes that one shot less, so they're about the same. But the MP40 is a lot more controllable, and because it does not shoot as fast or as many bullets as the Thompson does. The Thompson shoots very quickly, very randomly. It's pretty uncontrollable. But after you get used to it, after you get used to the recoil patterns, then you'll be perfectly fine and be able to control the weapon perfectly fine. If you're at like a close range, these weapons, since they got the recoil buffed, it's hard to get further range kills with the weapons. You have to kind of get like closer range. Close range weapons, like submachine guns in general, they're supposed to be close range weapons, but this update has brought the Thompson and the MP40 to the better submachine guns in their category, instead of like, they're up there with the PPSH, Type 100. These are one of the best submachine guns in their category right now. Else than that, you know, the damage on the weapons, they're basically the same. So all that differs from the weapons together is their not their recoil, their rate of fire, which the Thompson is a little bit faster. You can definitely feel the difference in game, but else than that, they're basically the same role of weapon. They're very similar, and they're made for like the same close quarters. And you know, when the enemy is right next to you, it's not meant for long range kills. As long as you're like near the opponent, then you have a higher chance than the opponent, because of the rate of fire of these weapons. These are I think that the MP40 might be a little bit better than the Thompson, because it does have that little bit more control than the Thompson, since its rate of fire. So there is a chance of it being more it's more controlled, easier for everybody to use. I would show you the Thompson, but I haven't unlocked it yet since I just prestiged. I'm still working on getting the weapon, so I can't really show you an example, but I have picked up the gun a couple times and played around with it, and it feels pretty good. Like, since the recoil is very high, it is hard to control, but it's not that hard. If after you get used to it, you'll be perfectly fine. Else than that, the recoil in this game is really bad. Like, even if you do get used to it, it's still random, so it's gonna be harder to control, and you won't really be able to like get used to it as easy. But after a little bit of time, after you get used to it and everything, you should get used to it pretty easily. Actually, not really, not that easily, but if you are used to randomness, you can get used to it. I don't know. The time to kill on these weapons, I don't know the exact time to kill, but I'd imagine they're about the same. I'm too lazy to do the calculations, but I think they're about the same, because even though the MP40 has a faster, one less shot to kill, with 3 shots to kill instead of the 1928 with 4 shots to kill, the Thompson does have a faster fire rate, so it levels about to the same. It has about 200 more RPM than the MP40, so they round out about to the same time to kill. It all depends on like how you want to use the weapons and what type of player you are. Like, well, they're kind of made for the same player, but in general, the MP40 is more used for a controlled player that wants to dominate close quarters. The Thompson is made for the player that wants to rush in, quickly clear out everything, and dominate the middle really quickly. The M1928 is made for a lot quicker pace than the MP40, even though they both have a really high
Enemy recon aircraft
not recoil, rate of fire. Also than that, there's not much of a difference. MP40 is a lot easier for the newer player to use than the Thompson, unless you are used to the high recoil weapons, the ones that have a very high rate of fire and with a really high RPM on the weapon. Both weapons aren't really made for longer range combat, so if you like see a sniper, by no means are you going to be able to challenge that. That's why in these gameplays I back away from like the snipers or anybody at a further range than max damage for me. Also, you have to take into consideration that the distance that you try to kill people at, you're not always going to get the max damage per shot with the weapon, either the MP40 or the M1928, because you're never going to be like, well, you can be, but it's not that often that you're going to be right next to each other unless you're holding down like the middle of the map. Like, that's what you should try to do, because it's really hard to kill people from further range with these guns. For further range, I would definitely have to go with the MP40, because it is more the recoil of it is more controllable. But the Thompson, definitely not for longer range. Definitely not. That's a big no-no. You have to stick to close range and just focus on controlling a little small part of the map, or like flanking. They're both really good for flanking. If you put the suppressor on with the airborne division, it's really easy to flank with the weapons because they have such a high fire rate. You can quickly wipe a team out, and they have a good amount of bullets in their magazine. Even if you put extended mag on the weapons, they will be sensational. With the basic training, undercover, perfect for flanking. both weapons are basically the same, are like made basically the same thing. They got a buff. They're like, imagine a faster version of the PPSH, a faster version of the Type 100. I'm not saying with rapid fire, just a little bit faster than the weapon. Else than that, in my opinion, the Thompson, it's a good gun, but I don't think it is as good as the MP40. Maybe that'll change my mind once I unlock the Thompson and I realize actually how fast fire rate is. I get that it's fast and all, but I don't really like fast fire rate. I've really been dominating with the MP40 and trying to get a feel for the weapon, since everybody has been using these two weapons. Like, I always die to like a Thompson user with my MP40 because we're always in close ranges, and the Thompson just has a faster fire rate and it just kills me really easily. But that's basically it. I don't really know what else to say about these weapons. The Thompson shoots a lot faster fire rate, and the MP40 is basically the same as it was in previous Call of Duties, and it's really easy to get used to. There's no difference. These weapons, like, the only reason they got a recoil, not a recoil buff, they got a rate of fire buff is because they needed to actually compare with the other submachine guns in their category. Just like the bar didn't actually get a buff, but the other weapon, I forgot the name, FG42, got a nerf. Therefore, the bar basically is the best weapon in the assault rifle category. These are basically the weapons that dominate the game right now. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I might open a supply drop if I get one. And that has been it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this video helped. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. MP40 is better, in my opinion. Both weapons are sensational. But if I level up, I might get a supply drop. If I do, that'll end off the video. And yes, I will open this video. I'll open this, and thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Blue Ninja, and peace out.